Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Farthest Frontier.
This is a city builder survival colony sim from the creators of Grim Dawn. So here as always you'll have to protect and guide your small band of settlers to forge a glorious ColdBeeristan from untamed wilderness at the edge of the known world. You'll harvest raw materials, hunt, fish and farm to sustain your advancing town. Also produce crafted items for villagers to trade, consume, equip and fight with as you battle for your survival against the elements and outside threats. The game will also test your management side. Here you'll harvest 14 different materials, grow 17 types of food and construct 50 types of buildings. An overkill? I don't know, it seems so, but the review score on Steam is very positive, so who am I to judge? EVERSPACE 2. This is a fast-paced, single-player space shooter. You'll explore a world ravaged by war. A massive handcrafted area is packed with secrets, puzzles and perils to encounter. Also, the game is looter-shooter, so every enemy you slay will give you something nice. Here you are a clone pilot seeking your place in the universe. The events of your past tangles with clashing factions as the world around approaches a boiling point. You will have to escape colonial capture, navigate the intrigues of local warlords, evade energy-maddened cultists and fend off war-hungry aliens. Yeah, those bastards want to rule the part of the galaxy you live in, so you will discover alien species, unveil mysteries, find hidden treasures and defend your cargo against outlaw gangs. The campaign spans for 30 hours, a very nice amount for a single-player game. But this is just a tip of a dick. Completionists can dive deep into the EverSpace universe and spend more than 90 hours to complete every side mission, finish every challenge and discover every hidden secret. So if you really like the game, it will give you more challenges as well. People who play the game are agreeing on one thing. This game has no BS, it actually feels like video game where you have to control a spaceship and shoot things down. Also it has RPG elements and great customization options. Plains of Pain. In this post-apocalyptic survival game, the sun is your deadliest enemy. Here you'll fight extreme heat, thirst, toxic air and various enemies in a vast wasteland. You will build bases and settlements, trade with NPCs, craft gear and awesome anti-gravity hover vehicles, and use them to move faster across the desert of death. You can play the game alone and survive solo. The game supports full single-player experience, or you can dive into adventure with your friends and die in this forsaken wasteland together. And in the wasteland you are no one, just like in real life. I'm kidding, of course. Now subscribe for more offensive jokes. So here you have no past, no protection, only thing you actually have is your pathetic will to live. Survive however you can. There are no easy choices. Everything you do will hurt you in some way, but in general you will trade, build and explore. You know, you will have fun. The game is constantly updated, so new materials and various bug fixes are a common thing. Tenderfoot Tactics. You either love this art style or you hate it. I don't think there is something in between. It's not legs, you know. So here you'll explore the land in real time by just running around, and you will be fighting your enemies in traditional turn-based combat. As a powerful wizard, you will manipulate the elements to turn the battlefield to your advantage. But beware the consequences, as nature is complex and unforgiving. Open chasms, raise mountains, boil lakes, drain rivers, and start fires you later regret. The world here is open and vast. You will unearth ancient ruins, discover strange artifacts and meet new friends, imaginary, like in real life. Also explore the reaches of the archipelago by boat, or take to the skies as a bird to survey the landscape and plan the best route forward. The game has amazing vibes, awesome soundtrack and each class is so unique that not one other is too similar in any way. This is a true work of art and maybe the game you were looking for. Death's Door. Here you control a crow, some kind of bird Grim Reaper. Suddenly your assigned soul is stolen, and you must track down a desperate thief to a realm untouched by death, where creatures grow far past their expiry date and overflow with greed and power. Well, this place sounds like a parliament of every country. You will have a vast array of melee weapons, various arrows and powerful magic to overcome a fantastic bunch of beasts and demigods. The land is full of twisted inhabitants and countless secrets, just like Parliament. Anyway, here you'll experience a somber yet darkly comedic tale, uncovering the secrets beyond the flow of souls, the role of the crows, and the origin of the potato salad man himself. Well, probably not the latter, I'm just kidding.
Or am I?
R.E.P.O. or just R.E.P.O, call it as you want. The game has above 90% positive review score, left by more people than I have subscribers. So now when I have your attention, this is a ridiculous online co-op horror game for up to 6 players. It features physics, proximity voice chat and really scary monsters. Here you will venture into terrifying environments to extract valuable objects using your physics-based grabbing tool. There are many games like this one, but only few have a vibe cool enough for players to actually like it and play the shit out of it. Here you'll have to transport anything from heavy pianos to fragile ceramics and use teamwork to make sure that the precious cargo will safely reach its destination. And stay quiet while carrying a piano down the dark corridor. Yeah, you see the irony, I guess. The game is ridiculous. People on Steam are praising it as the funniest and scariest mix in one. A very enjoyable experience. Foundation. This is a gridless medieval city building game with a focus on organic development, monument construction and resource management. As a newly appointed ruler of the land, still untouched and full of potential, you are given the opportunity to create a prosperous medieval settlement as you envision it. You will be managing your resources and growing population while being challenged by narrative events, quests and missions from all across the kingdom. From very modest beginnings, build starting workplaces, extract and store resources, establish trade routes, erect majestic monuments, and a sprawling city may emerge in your newfound lands. But let's be honest, you'll probably fail and instead you'll create the ultimate world of doom, suffering, and despair. Those tiny artificial humans have no idea what grim fate awaits them with you behind the steering wheel of the kingdom. Far Lone Sails. This is a vehicle adventure game where you travel across a dried-out ocean following the tracks of a once thriving civilization. Through an array of roadblocks and hazardous weather, you need to keep your vessel going. While doing that, a lot of questions are circling in your mind. Where will this journey take you? Are you the last of your kind? What happened to the ocean? Will you taste potato salad ever again? Will they finally make another Edge of Tomorrow movie? Can we, with the help of AI, make more Firefly series in the future? And why, when you drink 1 liter of beer, you piss out 2 liters of piss? I guess if you crack the latter, the Nobel Prize would be yours without competition. So it's only you, your machine, and the big nothing. Far is an art from the big A. True fart, if I may say, but in a good sense. Train Valley 2. A lot of people like trains, and a lot of people like boobs, but sadly this time it's a game about trains, not the other things, although equally fun and entertaining.
No.
Well, you're probably right. So, as you can probably guess, Train Valley 2 is a train tycoon puzzle game. Here you'll take your railroad company from the days of the Industrial Revolution and into the future, meeting the needs of the valley's cities and industries. Build the railroads, upgrade your locomotives, and keep everything on schedule without delays or accidents. Well, we all know that you probably want to avoid some derailments. Also, people on Steam are saying that the game is quite challenging at higher levels. Honestly, that is a perspective of your IQ. Be sure you have it. Steep. You'll ride a massive open world across the mountains of cocaine. Well, or snow. I don't think there was an official explanation of what exactly this white stuff is made of. Anyway, imagine what you want. So you'll land in the Alps, or the wilderness of Alaska, and conquer the world's most epic mountains on skis, wingsuits, snowboards and paragliders. Basically, you will do all that stuff you would never do in real life. You know, you can't do that sitting on your couch. Oh wait, yes you can. Although I doubt that you find this mother of all winter sports in this game. But don't worry, the game is really cheap, so even without that it's worth your time and money. So long story short, this is a fun game with great mechanics. The more you play, the better you become. Until you hit the ceiling of your capabilities, of course, and then delete this stupid game. Anyway, good luck. Sunless Skies. Here you play the captain of a locomotive, a steam engine fitted for off-rail travel, sailing the stars, leading your crew into trouble and out of their minds. Smuggle souls, barter for crates of time, stop for a cricket and a cup of vodka. Discover more of the deep, dark and marvelous Fallen London universe. Also, if you like this one, check out Sunless Sea as well. You can play either game first, the stories coexist happily just like beer coexist with its bottle. Sunless Skies is a narrative game, all action is just an addition to a bigger story. Be prepared for that. Moonlighter. Here you are a shopkeeper who wants to keep your customers happy by providing them with various goods. You can put items on sale, set their price carefully, manage gold reserves, recruit assistants and upgrade the shop. But be careful though, some shady individuals may want to steal your precious wares. The trickiest part is getting the goods. You have to swim over River Nemunas to Kaliningrad, get contraband and then swim back to European Union to get rich. No, of course I'm kidding. You have to go to ancient passages to different realms and dimensions, fight various enemies and collect items from their dead, cold, maimed bodies. So romantic. Anyway, here the part where you hack, slash and die begins. People on Steam are saying that the game is fun, aesthetically pleasing and relaxing. Yeah, relaxing. So forget about big challenges, it's an easier game in general. But hey, it's nice to have something not Souls-like hardcore from time to time after all. Conan Exiles. This is an online multiplayer survival game with mounts and mounted combat set in the lands of Conan the Barbarian. Here you'll enter an open world sandbox and play together with friends or, you know, with creepy strangers as you build your own home and even a shared city. You will have to survive freezing cold, explore loot-filled dungeons and develop your character from lowly peasant to a mighty barbarian. Also fight to dominate your enemies in epic siege wars. People on Steam are talking that the game is a bit buggy and that can be annoying, but it also has boobs in it, so for this you can forgive almost anything. Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. This is a massive, challenging action RPG that drops you into a vast open world full of interesting characters and creatures. The game is made by Capcom, a Japanese company, but the whole setting of Dragon's Dogma is European. So you may think maybe because of that this game features some ridiculous moments, but Capcom was really serious about the job. They went all around Europe to actually get a lot of information, especially for the backgrounds and environments in the Dragon's Dogma. They looked at architecture and buildings and things of that nature, and also just natural environments as well. Also took many pictures and tried to recreate those as closely as possible. Well, a bunch of Japanese people in Europe taking pictures? Who could have thought? Anyway, developers actually did a lot of research in Europe that helped recreate stuff in-game, and that level of dedication is truly admirable. Dragon's Dogma has more strategy and more dynamic fights than usual action RPG games. You know, you can climb monsters here and that is super cool. Also, it's a tougher game in general. But if you like to explore the open world and love fantasy games, you can't ignore it. Gamers are talking that this is an underrated gem and is a must-play for every open-world RPG fan. Jotun Valhalla Edition. This is a hand-drawn action exploration game set in Norse mythology. Here you play as Thora, a Viking warrior who died an inglorious death and must prove herself to the gods to enter Valhalla. Well, I can name at least two better Hallas I would want to enter instead. A Game Halla and, of course, Boob Halla. Anyway, aside from the boss battles, the game revolves around exploration and puzzle solving, with a few enemies to fight. Although it isn't very surprising that puzzles often are solved by using axe swings to interact with objects. Very Viking-y. People on Steam are talking that this is a beautiful and deceptively difficult game, and the art and music lull you into a false sense of security and comfort, and then jumps on you with a full force. This is a really nice game, especially for this price. Frostpunk. If you ever had a dream to make children work in the mines, this game will fulfill this dream of yours in no time. Frostpunk is a city management and building game, but with heavy survival elements and resource management mechanics. You will be in charge of a steampunk society that survived the collapse of civilization. But sometimes it's better to perish with the others than to be governed by a maniac like you. Just remember those children you sent into the mines. Anyway, you know, their hands are tiny but they are fast. Some of them might die. Their parents will organize a coup against you, but, you know, you can't rebel if you're dead. You know, you rebel, you die. Also in this way you will have less people to feed. Everything falls in place like mayonnaise on the potato salad. Since the premiere, Frostpunk has been enriched with a number of updates. Now you can enjoy the new Endless mode that increases the game's replayability. There is also a new scenario, the Fall of Winterhome, that further expands the game's universe and lore. And for the dessert they added things like naming characters and automatons, and finally a photo mode. The game has about 90% of positive review score on Steam and is great for everyone who likes to dive into a post-apocalyptic world and make it better. Or worse. Way worse. Hardspace, Shipbreaker. There are so many games where you just fly the spaceships, but have you ever thought about where these ships go when you don't need them anymore? Well, me neither. That would be dumb. But someone couldn't shake the idea and made this game. So here, equipped with cutting-edge salvaging technology, you will carve and slice spaceships to recover valuable materials, upgrade your gear and take on more lucrative contracts, and pay your billion credits debt to a shady corporation. Human life means nothing to them, so you are just a tool with a capability of holding other tools. You know, if your hammer could hold another hammer, nobody would need you at all. Just think about that, how fragile everything is. Anyway, the game is a proud owner of very positive reviews, and if you feel adventurous, this may be your spoon of potato salad. Although be careful, too much of zero gravity can convert you into another space object. A comet. A vomit comet. Omno. The game is a journey of discovery through an ancient world of wonders. It is a single-player adventure full of puzzles, secrets and obstacles to overcome. The power of a lost civilization will carry you on an epic quest through lush forests, sun-blasted deserts, frozen tundras and even to the clouds. On your way you'll discover a vibrant world full of strange life forms, from cute little critters to something vicious that will remind you of your evil ex. The game is made by one guy, so don't expect something huge or mind-blowing. People are saying that this game is dope, although very short, only about 4 hours of your boring life will be made better by Omno. Sir Whoopass, Immortal Death. Here you are, Sir Whoopass, a valiant knight with a heart of gold, and also the accidental architect of absolute anarchy and chaos in a once perfect world. Through a series of poor life choices, you managed to screw everything up, and now it's up to you to fix things by defeating your arch-nemesis. Also, the quest for the legendary villain-beating artifact will take you across the world of Weird Wood. Yeah, the name is perfect. And you will wander through the forests, delve into the swampy caves and explore various musty places in your way for glory. Or failure, I don't judge. Along the way you will find various treasures, buried secrets, and will learn why your mama is bigger than mine. Well, maybe not the latter, that is a secret universe will keep for itself, no offense. People are saying that the game is some weird mix between Magicka, Dark Souls, Serious Sam and your dad jokes. Game has a very positive review score and is hungry for your sweet loving touch.
You touch my tra-la-la.
My ding-ding-dong.
Tower of Time. This is a story-rich dungeon crawler with innovative real-time combat that lets you pause or slow time. And here you have to turn on your brain if you want to succeed. And I mean it, every battle is specially designed to be a tactical puzzle, so it might be a bit challenging. Or impossible, depends on your IQ I guess. Well, you can always adjust the difficulty, but that is an instant insult to your brain power, isn't it? Also because of that, the game is really suitable for fans of the genre and not so friendly for new players. Tower of Time will burn about 50 hours of your boring lifetime as you enjoy handcrafted levels and interesting story. Here you'll also find thousands of pieces of loot and equipment.
Now thank you for watching, have a nice day.